done it all. You've broken every code. Appalled the rebel to the floor. You spoke the game, no matter what you say. But only metal, what a bore. Blue eyes, blue eyes. How can you tell so many lies? Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There's nothing left, all gone and run away. Maybe you'll tarry for a while. It's just a test, a game for us to play. Win or lose, it's hard to smile. Resist, resist. It's from yourself you have to hide. Oh, come up and see me to make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There ain't no more. You've taken everything from my belief in Mother Earth. Can you ignore my faith in everything? 'Cause I know what faith is and what it's worth. Away, away. And don't say, maybe you'll try to come up and see me, to make me smile. I'll do what you want, just run away wild.
Well, happy Friday, Coventry and the rest of the world. It's a wonderful song there. The magnificent Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel, Come Up and See Me and Make Me Smile. And I hope you're all smiling today on a beautiful-ish, sort of sunny-ish sort of day. Great stuff going on this weekend. I'll tell you a little bit more later. That record actually was one of my few ever dedications I shall do, and it's to my friend up in Tut North, Mr. Russell Jarmusty, a madman, a fellow martial artist who threatened me with some form of pain unless I played that record for him. So there we go, Russell. One for you, my friend. It was great training with you at the weekend. If you're up in Manchester and you want to learn some good martial arts, go and see the Jarmusty man. Well, it's a big weekend. Of course, it's the start of the Rugby World Cup this weekend. Come on, boys. I hope England do very, very well. We've got a couple of rugby songs a little bit later on just to whet your appetites and various other parts of your bodies. Okay, let's go straight into a little bit of Walk On By the Stranglers.
If you see me walking down the streets and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, I walk on by, and make believe that I can see the tears that let
That, of course, was the mighty Stranglers. In fact, the Stranglers was the very, very first gig I ever saw. And I remember to this day being about 17 and going to watch them in Ipswich. And I remember Jean-Jacques Brunel did the whole of the first part of the show standing on one leg, which was no mean feat. And it sort of mesmerised me. I don't actually remember much of the gig apart from that. Now, obviously, that song was first made famous by Dionne Warwick. And it was written by the incredibly talented Burt Bacharach. I had the pleasure of seeing Mr. Bacharach play at Glastonbury last year, and it was a bit of a toss-up, really, because there was Ella Eyre on and Burt Bacharach, and I thought, well, God, which one to go to? And I watched a little bit of Ella Eyre, who I thought was brilliant, which is going to be segueing nicely into the next track. But there was about 80,000 people, and it was a beautiful sunny afternoon. And the whole of Glastonbury was in awe of a man because every single tune you knew, every single tune. And he must be in his early 80s now, I would guess. And I remember at the end of the gig, he just stood up and there was tumultuous applause. 80s, 90,000 people in the sun. And it was great because he played Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, at Glastonbury to 80,000 people. How cool is that? Where else would you ever get that happen? And he was blown away by how people loved him and responded to him. What a talented and beautiful human being. So that sort of leads me into segueing beautifully into my next track, which we'll see if you can guess what it is in a second.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me up. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me up. Swing low, sweet chariot. Chariot coming for to carry me up. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home.
Well, that was interesting. What you probably heard was the record skipping quite dramatically, and I'll explain to you why. I bought a bottle of water with me. I bought fizzy water. It seems to have exploded over the whole of the desk. So if Hills FM goes off in the air, it's all my fault. Now, that young lady who was singing that, which is obviously the England rugby anthem, was Ella Eyre, who I missed her gig. And I thought, well, maybe I can see Ella Eyre again. I probably will never, ever get the chance to see the mighty Burt Bacharach again. Now, obviously, we were covering Walk On By, one of the cover versions by the Stranglers of one of his hits. So I thought I actually picked out some sort of covers which I really enjoyed. I think if something's good, leave it as it is. I've got this big problem with films like that, you see. Biggest bugbear ever, Italian Job. The original Italian Job, anyone who's my sort of age, you watch that with Michael Caine and the irascible rogue of Noel Coward as Mr. Bridger. I mean, God, that was amazing. And why do they have to remake it? Be bloody original, people. Be original. However, as we're talking about some covers, this is one of my favourites from the wonderful Florence and the Machine.
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it seems like the life is just too much, but you've got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily need. Oh, when friends are gone, I know my Savior's love you. time after time, I think it's just no good. 'Cause sooner or later in life, the things you love you lose. But you've got the love I need to see me through. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love. You got the love, you got the love, you got the Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through.
Wow, one of the best covers of all time, in my opinion. I saw Florence at Glastonbury when she took over from the poorly injured Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. What a gig that was. She was magnificent. And you know, when you start performing in front of 100,000 people, and in that whole environment down at Glastonbury, which is a very positive and fantastic place, it was one of the great gigs, and she responded magnificently. I think my lovely co-host here, who's sitting here helping me with the buttons, called out the fact it was Candy Staton, because I'd forgotten who did the original in 1986 of that. So, well done, Candy, but more importantly, well done, Flo. I hope you're going to have a good weekend. I'm going to have a fantabulous weekend. The rugby starts tonight, 8 o'clock. Come on, England against Fiji. Well done, boys. I think we're going to win that one, I hope. But then the weekend, I've got a bit of a treat, and it's my favourite, well, probably second favourite weekend of the year. I have one of my instructors coming over from America, the redoubtable Mr. Richard Bustillo. Richard was known as the Iron Dragon, and he was Bruce Lee's training partner. That is martial arts royalty. So for the rest of the weekend, I'm going to be battered senseless and enjoy every single second of it. Now, I'm going to introduce some of you to a gentleman by the name of Dub FX on the next track. Go and have a look on YouTube at a track called Love Someone, or Love Somebody, I should say. And what you've got to remember, this guy, by looping, everything you're going to hear on this next piece of music is done 100% by his own vocalizing. 100%. Now he's done a few gigs. I've seen him a few times in at Glastonbury. I've also seen him in Holland doing some street performances, and I can tell you he was amazing. This is Dub FX and Flower Fairy with Love Someone.
Century means nothing to me, cause I would rather be at the beginning of time. Earth would be mine, living in luxury, discovering a world out there, believing in the sun, earth, water and air. Take me there so I could see the world bloom, standing on a sea cliff, howling at the moon, creating a world for the open-minded, a unique perception of truth inside it. I know we could find it, it's just a matter of where and when we collectively decide it. The world is not a vicious place, it's just the way we've been raised, discovering time and space. I know that we could make it change, rearrange the way that we appreciate the world today. It's possible to love my mind into words. I stall, I fall, I'm losing it all. My inhibitions, the thought of wasting away. The fact that the music's at a place not far away. Yet I stray, stick to my world, in love with my life, my beliefs and a girl. But it's a luck that I love this crazy place, the human race. Get me wrong, I still think we could change, but this life, the fact that time exists and we're here, we don't come equipped with it all. Half the fun is learning and I'm having a ball while the world keeps turning. My road is small, but I'll make it change. I hope you're feeling the same way. I hope you're seeing what I say. Yeah, it's possible to love someone and not treat them in the way that you want. It's possible to see your eyes be the devil in disguise with another front end. It's possible to change this world, revolutionize the boys and girls. It's possible to educate the next generation that will rule the world someday. In this concrete jungle we live, our survival is love that we give. Now my instinct is guiding my way. It's true what they say, the world is your chance to create. In this concrete jungle we live, our survival is love that we give. Now my instinct is guiding my way. It's true what they say, the world is your chance to create. This concrete jungle we live, our survival is love that we give. Now my instinct is guiding my way. It's true what they say, the world is your chance to create. This concrete jungle we live, our survival is love that we give. Now my instinct is guiding my way. It's true what they say, the world is your chance to create. Now it's possible to love someone and not treat them in the way that you want. It's possible to see your eyes be the devil in disguise with another front end. It's possible to change this world, revolutionize the boys and girls. It's possible to educate the next generation that will rule the world someday.
That, believe it or not, seriously was completely done with his voice, and then just looped and looped and looped. I've got a little treat for you, but before we have a little treat in the shape of Guy Garvey, I was just talking to the lovely Ellis here while that was playing, and it was reminded about how powerful sport can be. And I was just reminded of when Nelson Mandela walked out on the pitch when South Africa won the World Cup in the Springbok jersey, and it was a hated jersey by the blacks out in South Africa. And Mandela walked out on the pitch, and it was probably the greatest thing to start unifying both the whites and the blacks out there and breaking down apartheid. It was wonderful, and he was dancing out on the stage. A man who I think is sorely missed. Anyway, I'm going to finish off with something which is not coming out, I believe, until the 30th of October this year. It's Guy Garvey doing a solo album. Now, obviously, Guy Garvey is the lead singer of Elbow. Very interesting man. He comes from a long line of storytellers that used to go around to the pubs by foot often and travel around the pubs, his grandfather and his father, telling stories all around Manchester and Salford. This is a track called Angela's Eyes off his forthcoming album, which is, I believe it's called Courting the Squall. It's out on the 30th. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm going to play out with a little bit of Guy, Angela's Eyes. Have a great weekend. This is The Spiritual Warrior on Hills 98.6 FM.
But you got no proof and I feel no joy. And I've been looking for my truth since God was a boy. Tried faith in humanity, no. But it sure made a man of me, yeah. I was headed for an early grave till I washed up on a tide. Yes, I believe in Angela's eyes. From school and I did self-help and I never knew a leader to lead. It's a mess, you're a lie made fresh in a house full of robbers and thieves. And no sign from the Zodiac, no. And I want my fucking money back, yeah.